Porsche 6th Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Attacke.
What amazing battles going on.
Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness.
Da wird's eng. Wow, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move.
Das ist Rennsport at its best.
It was 2014 when the Porsche 6th Carrera Cup Germany was last in Hungary at the Hungaroring. And now, 10 years later, we are back, and not a moment too soon at this legendary circuit in Budapest. You can see that the circuit is 4.381 kilometers around, running in a clockwise direction with 14 turns, 8 to the right and 6 to the left. An average width on the circuit is about 10 meters, but it's this long start-finish straight you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, which creates a lot of the drama, a lot of overtaking opportunities. Weather conditions, well, they have been perfect. In free practice, in testing over the last few days, it has been boiling somewhere in the mid-30s, a little bit above that at times. Then this morning, the thunderstorms came in. You can see the air temperature is now down to 25.6 degrees centigrade. So all that lovely rubber that had been laid down on this circuit got washed off, and really has been quite changeable conditions today. Now, the forecast said it was due to remain dry from about lunchtime onwards, but we have seen the odd shower pop up this afternoon. We're hoping it's going to stay dry for this, which will be race 7 of a 16 race season. And you can see there from your graphic, it is France's Marvin Klein who takes his first ever pole position in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, the champion of Porsche Carrera Cup France in 2021 and 2022, scoring his first pole position, celebrating his birthday yesterday, his 25th birthday. Another driver who is celebrating his birthday today is Robert de Haan, and he lines up 3rd on the grid. He turns 18 today, so we say happy birthday, Robert de Haan. He will be looking to celebrate with a podium and possibly a win, but between him and the pole position man is the championship leader, Larry ten Voorde. And the last time we all gathered, it was 2 weeks ago at Zandvoort, and we saw Larry ten Voorde jump ahead of Harry King in the point standings, and now leads King by 10 points. It is incredibly close in the points championship. 3rd in the points is Theo Overhaus, and Theo Overhaus is starting 4th on the grid for this race. Harry King is 5th, and Flint Schuring, an impressive performance from him. And we say congratulations to Flint Schuring's brother, Maurice Schuring, who we saw winning in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany last year. And we saw winning last week at the Le Mans 24-hour race. Yes, Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, finding the stars, launching the careers. So many big names that have come through this wonderful series. And Maurice Schuring, the latest of the drivers to steal the headlines, as indeed is the case with Lurk Hartog, who we saw last year and a couple of years prior to that in this series, now making headlines in North America. But back to today, you can see the cars are on the grid and we are getting ready to go. You saw the grid just flashing through on your screen a few moments ago. Ariel Levy has qualified in 7th place, with Colin Bernighausen, a really good qualifying from him, in 8th place. It was an interrupted qualifying session this morning. A red flag for Carol Krent, who had a bit of a moment between turns 3 and 4. They've got the car back together, no major issues there, but it did interrupt the qualifying session. So a few drivers a little bit frustrated, a little bit out of position on the grid. But Marvin Klein from France will be looking to make the most of it at this circuit and move his way up through the championship standings. On that front row, alongside him, Larry ten Voorde. Further back, we have the Pro-Am Championship. We must not forget them. In 22nd on the grid, Ahmed Al-Shihab starts in pole position in the Pro-Ams, and in 23rd position, we welcome back Sam Shaheen. Great to have him back on the grid. He was a very welcome addition at the season opener at Imola, and he's back here again for another crack at the Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, and his second in the Pro-Am Championship, the race on the grid. So lining up 23rd and 24th is Sören Sprenger, and he is third of the Pro-Am. So the cars starting on their formation lap on this wonderful, wonderful circuit. We think it's going to stay dry. We hope it is, and is into turn one there, where we expect to see much of the action. Senna van Sierlen in car number 12 didn't have the best of times in qualifying. He lines up in 12th place, so not too bad. You can see Theo Overhaus, well, testing the tarmac, testing the tyres, testing the brakes, the little puff of blue smoke. But this circuit with a little bit of undulation, especially out of turns 1 down towards turns 3 and 4, and then it's uphill again. This circuit, quite a technical circuit. I was talking to Nathan Sharp yesterday, and he said that actually you really need to get it right, especially out of turn 6 and turn 7. If you get that wrong, it can throw you for the rest of the lap. It really is a very technical circuit, and the drivers, many of them talking about Sector 2, which starts on the exit of kind of turn 4, 5 and 6. That being a really critical part of the circuit. You've got to get a good flow as you circulate round that section, and then keeping it close to the car in front so you can challenge as you come out towards turns 13 and 14 and then back in towards turn 1. So a circuit that has been challenging for many of these drivers. Those that have been in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup have raced here before, but for many of the drivers, they've never raced at the Hungaroring, and this is a new experience for them, getting to grips with this track. Everybody, though, seems to absolutely love it, and we've really enjoyed being here, watching the testing and watching the qualifying, and we are excited for what will be the first of 2 races this weekend. It's round 4 as we approach the halfway point of the season in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany 2024, and the last 2 races before we head into the summer break. And what a place to break for the summer. So Marvin Klan, his first ever pole position in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany for Target Competition, who will be looking to try and take their first ever win in this series. Of course, Target Competition, we've seen them a lot in the world of TCR racing, but now in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, and with Marvin Klan as one of their drivers, they are very potent indeed. So the cars now coming to rest on the grid, and we will very shortly get clearance from the back as the man with the green flag says, yes, we are good to go. So, are we ready? We are back at the Hungaroring for race 7 of the season. Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany is go. All the cars moving off the grid and in towards turn 1. It's Marvin Klein, but Larry Tenforder having a look to the inside. Robin de Haan very close behind him. Marvin Klein, he's going to have the faster line around turn 1, but Larry Tenforder, championship leader, bouncing off the number 21 car. We got problems. Senna van Sierlen, he's collected by Sören Sprenger as well, but Larry Tenforder in the lead, but dramas into turn 1. So we got cars that are across the track, the rest of the field coming streaming through and out onto the grass. Robert de Haan challenging hard for position, but it's Larry Tenforder leading the way. Marvin Klein in second place. Larry Tenforder already opening up a gap. He has a lot of experience on this circuit, locking up HUN van Eindhoven. Does he have problems with that car? Also Colin Berninghausen there as well, following him into the runoff area. It looks as though HUN van Eindhoven might have problems. Also Flint Scheuring, another one who looks to be pulling off. We might have some cars with damaged steering at this point in the race. A real tragedy. Harry King, though, pushing hard to move his way forwards from a starting position that he was disappointed with. He had some problems in quali this morning, really didn't get into the rhythm, didn't have the setup that he needed. Now pushing hard forwards. You saw Ahmed Al-Shihab in the background also going wide, but it's Larry Tenforder leading the way. The safety car is out for those cars that are stranded out on track. So having another look into turn 1. You can see Robert de Haan almost pushing Larry Tenforder into turn one. Marvin Clan was there as well, but further back, the gold and white Senna van Serlen getting collected by Søren Spreng. Spreng up onto two wheels. He's able to continue, albeit potentially with damage, and then it was HUN van Eindhoven who had that problem as well. Maybe just a lock-up, so it looks as though he was able to rejoin. There was a number of other cars going wide. That was the incident that we saw from a different angle. But Harry King also looking to go wide. There was Flint Schuring in the runoff area as well. So we're behind the safety car. So Flint Schuring is showing as still running at the moment on the timing screen. I'm just going to wait for confirmation of that. But we have lost HUN van Eindhoven, who's peeled off into the pit. So his wretched luck that he had in Zandvoort seems to be carrying over. And yet another puncture on the car 23. So the team get to work. Uniserved by Team GP Elite. There is Senna van Serlen out of the car. He was pretty disappointed with his qualifying this morning. 12th place. Oh, that was pretty reasonable myself. Hey, what do I know? But he is out of the car and out of the race. So safety car is out. If you're new to Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, it is a 30-minute race, a short, sharp sprint, plus 1 lap at the end. Cars are running behind the safety car, so the clock still keeps running. The incident involving cars 1 and 12 under investigation. Well, certainly car 12, Senna van Serlen. I don't think Larry Tenforder was involved with that particular incident, but an investigation involving cars 1 and 12 is underway by the race stewards. Larry Tenforder, who leads the championship by 10 points, and his nearest championship rival, Harry King, currently in 5th place. As I mentioned already, a little bit frustrated this morning, felt as though qualifying could have been a lot better. He was leading the championship up until Zandvoort 2 weeks ago. You can see the damage there on Søren Spreng's car after he got together with Senna van Serlen. But Harry King, very keen to get his championship back on track, and he is a previous winner here at the Hungaroring in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, as indeed is the case for Larry Tenforder. And with such a technical circuit, putting that experience to good use and trying to pick up a good haul of points as we head towards the halfway point of the season. So our leading rookie is Robert de Haan in 3rd place. Our leading Pro-Am car is Mikael Esman. So Mikael Esman, who started in 25th and last position, has had an epic opening lap. He's up into 16th place. He's got past his championship rival, Ahmed Al-Shihab, who's in 17th and 2nd in the Pro-Ams. Sam Shaheen is in 19th and 3rd in the Pro-Ams. On Søren Spreng, the championship leader in the Pro-Am race, he leads Ahmed Al-Shihab by 13 points, but he is 4th in the Pro-Ams and down in 21st place. So a bit of work to do from there. In the rookie championship, it's Cass Havercourt who leads, not Morris, so it was always going to happen, was it? Flint Schuring by just 1 point. Right, car 1 has to fall back behind car 21 for forcing another car off the track. That is Larry Tenforder, our race leader, has been instructed to give up his race lead by the race director. And now you can see moving in front of car number 1. So the race director clearly deciding that Larry Tenforder's squeeze into turn 1 at the beginning of the race was not in order, and he has told him to give that place back. So we have a new race leader behind the safety car. You have to hold your breath before that happens again anytime soon. Marvin Clan is the new race leader. Started on pole position, looking for his first win in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Notification that the safety car will be in on this lap. So the field now up towards turns 8 and 9. The safety car will disappear into the distance, and it will be the job of Marvin Clan to back the pack up, and then it will be his decision when to go, but there can be no overtaking before they reach the start-finish line. So he will want to pull clear of Larry Tenforder, and after that move into turn one, Larry Tenforder is going to have it all to do again, but he has got Robert de Haan on his back bumper. Also, keep an eye on Theo Overhaus, also Harry King, Ariel Levy, so many good drivers, Janis Stiak, and keep an eye on Cass Havercourt in the number 24 car. He's in 8th place. He's made great progress from his 11th place starting position. So many good drivers here in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. James Kellett is there as well, as is Keanu Bloom, who's made good progress through the pack. So Marvin Klein now deciding to hit the accelerator. Out of turn 14 they come. It will be flat out towards turn one, the fastest part of the circuit, reaching speeds of about 240 kilometers an hour, pulling 8,500 revs in 5th gear towards turn one. Marvin Klein leading the field. Larry Tenforder having a little look to the inside, but Robert de Haan, he knows what's occurring. He's ready to jump if Larry Tenforder leaves so much as an inch of a gap. The rest of the cars now coming through turn one a lot cleaner than on the opening lap of the race, but already Marvin Klein opening up a gap. Harry King looking a little bit under pressure from Ariel Levy, the Israeli driver, in 6th place, putting the pressure on. Also James Kellett there as well, and Keanu Bloom under pressure from Alex Tauscher. He had a disappointing qualifying session, eager to push forwards. He was running a bit short on practice time after mechanical issues yesterday, so getting the setup on the car. He's a little bit behind many of his compatriots, but it is Marvin Klein who leads the way in this, the 7th race of this 16-race season for Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Larry Tenforder just keeping everything together, keeping Marvin Klein within his reach, but overtaking opportunities are going to be difficult. Robert de Haan in that 3rd place. Theo Overhaus just there as well. Overhaus going wide, keeping an eye on track limits. An incident involving car 98 and 31. So Sebastian Freimut and Jan Seifert has been noted by our race stewards. No issues there at the moment. So cars in towards turn 13. There is Jan Seifert and there is Sebastian Freimut in car 31. In the middle of them is Keanu Bloom in 12th place. So Keanu Bloom in the very bright yellow and green car, which is identical to James Kellett, who's running in 9th place. So Marvin Klein leading the way, opening up a gap of about 9/10 of a second over Larry Tenforder. Still a lot of fighting further back through the pack. Mikael Esmond continues to lead in the Pro-Ams from Ahmed Al-Shihab. Our leading rookie, Robert de Haan, in 3rd place. Second in the rookies, Cass Havercourt in 8th place. You can see from the graphic, Marvin Klein is the fastest man on the track, the fastest lap of the race. There's Mikael Esmond, the leading Pro-Am car in the white and green. He's got Colin Bernighausen just in front of him, and Gianluca Tucciaroglu as well there in 15th place. The Pro-Am drivers, who are a minimum of 30 years old, having not competed as a pro in any series during the last 5 years, running in their championship within this. We also have the rookies, who are drivers who have not competed in any more than 5 races in Porsche Carrera Cup or Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup combined, and they are in the rookie race. There is the 2nd place, Larry Tenforder. He needs to bring it home. He needs to score points. A non-finish would be devastating for his championship challenge, because Harry King is loitering in the background. He is ready to jump if he gets the opportunity. Robert de Haan on his 18th birthday in 3rd place is where he started from, but you can see how eager he is. Theo Overhaus just behind him there. So again, into turn 14 they come, out onto the pit straight. Marvin Klein leading the way. It was 9/10 of a second last time across the line. He now opens it up to 1.3 seconds. So Marvin Klein now leading the way by that solid 1.4 seconds into turn 1, down to 72 kilometers an hour in 2nd gear, about 5,200 revs and then a short burst of power out towards turn 2. 80 kilometers an hour, under braking, 5,800 RPM in second gear, and then it's out towards turn 3. They start to pick the pace up, and they start to run uphill into that very technical sector 2 of the circuit. The sector 2, which you need to get right, it's about the flow through turns 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Those cars just sweeping, those corners sweeping into each other, requiring a really good line from the drivers, and that appears to be the secret to a good lap time around the Hungaroring. Larry Tenforder still with Robert De Haan, Theo Overhaus and Harry King very much in contention, all looking for those podium positions. Harry King can see his championship rival just a couple of cars ahead of him. There's Janis Stiak, the driver in car number 15, who impressed so much at Oschersleben, picking up a second place for Team 75 Bernhard. Great to have Timo Bernhard's crew back on the grid of Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany after so many years away. Really good to have them back here again for the 2024 season. So 17 and a quarter minutes remaining of this race. Things settle down at the moment, but it only needs one challenge to not stick, and suddenly it could all change. Car 98, no further action for Jan Seifert. Marvin Klein still putting in the fastest laps, a 148.183, breaking clear of Larry Tenforder. 1.4 seconds is the gap still between first and second. Our race leader, his best results so far in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany was a third place at Imola. That has been his only podium. He would dearly love to get his second podium by taking the top step. He has been so strong for so long in Porsche Carrera Cup France, winning the championship in 2021 and 2022. He was third in the Porsche Carrera Cup France Championship last year. Are looking very much for a new challenge for 2024 coming into Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, and mixing it with some of the toughest drivers in Carrera Cup racing. Marvin Klein still opening that gap. It was 1.7 seconds last time across the timing beam. So continuing to stretch his legs over Larry Tenforder, the most successful driver in the history of Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, who started on the second spot of the grid, led on the exit of turn 1 and had to give that position back as a result of an overtaking manoeuvre that the stewards did not agree with. Keep an eye on car 24, Cass Havercourt in 8th place. The driver who has been very much making headlines. He's come from Formula Regional and Formula 4 into the world of Porsche Cup racing, and has been something of a sensation. And a bit of a spoiler alert, he is starting somewhere very near the front for race 2 tomorrow. We had qualifying for that earlier today as well. We're reaching the halfway point of the race. Marvin Klein leading the way in car 21 for target competition. The French driver looking to become the first French driver to win in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany since 2019, when Julien Andlauer took the top step of the podium. Another of the many drivers who's gone on to great things as a result of Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Larry Tenforder losing another 10th in that second place. It's not about just putting in the hot laps. We've seen it in the past where the tyres can go away. So looking after the tyres, looking after the car, looking after the splitter, keeping it off those curbs, because if you lose the splitter, you lose the handling. Alex Tauscher in 10th place. He started in 18th. So having made 8 places through the pack, was frustrated with his qualifying. Has clearly found something in this race, has kept out of trouble as well. Still, the Pro-Am race has been led by Mikael Essmann. So Mikael, who has already won once in Pro-Am this year, that was in race 2 at Oschersleben. Although Zoran Spreng, the championship leader in the Pro-Am category, has had 4 wins in category. Ahmed Al-Shihab has had 1 win in the Pro-Ams. And great to have Sam Shaheen on the grid as a guest driver, but in the Pro-Am racing car number 22. We saw him at Oschersleben. No, we didn't. We saw him at Imola, and he got a 22nd and a 23rd place, so looking to improve on that. There is Great Britain's Harry King in 5th place. You get a feeling he'll be frustrated, but it is a circuit where overtaking is difficult. Flint Schuring, though, coming through from that difficult start of the race from the back. Well, he's under pressure from Ahmed Al-Shihab, though. So Schuring in 19th place. He was pretty happy with his P6 qualifying this morning, but got involved in all the problems on the opening lap of this race. Has dropped to the back, now working his way back through the pack. But Ahmed Al-Shihab, who is looking to get every point that he can out of this race, challenging him for position. There's Robert De Haan, the birthday boy, in 3rd place. It would be a great birthday present if he could finish on the podium, and he would dearly love to get past Larry Tenforder. It's been very much a rags or riches season for Robert De Haan. He's won. He won in Oschersleben. He's had a couple of other podiums as well, but he's also had a couple of non-finishers, none more so than the last time out in Zandvoort, where he got a puncture whilst leading the race. And that has really put him on the back foot in terms of his championship. Coming into this event, he is 60 points adrift of Larry Tenforder in the championship standings. Really wants to close up on Larry Tenforder, and if he could get past the gold and black #1 car in front of him, that would go a long way towards launching him back into the championship hunt. Still, Marvin Klein leading the way. The gap, 1.5 seconds. So Larry Tenforder has pegged it back a bit, but it's not really looking like a challenge is coming at the moment. But still, there's 11.25 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap of this race. And Marvin Klein looking to have this under control at the moment. There's Larry Tenforder, then Robert De Haan, just spacing out a bit. Theo Overhaus enjoyed getting his first ever podiums at Zandvoort last time out, 2 third places. Then Harry King, the driver of car number 19, who was the championship leader going into Zandvoort 2 weeks ago. Right, Larry Tenforder now responding. You can see he has the fastest lap of the race so far, but he still has the small matter of 1.5 seconds to Marvin Klein just in front of him. Ariel Levy still very much in contention as well in 6th place. Ariel Levy, who finished on the podium at Oschersleben, became the first ever Israeli to finish on the podium, and Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Then there is the aforementioned Cas Havercourt, looking to improve on his best ever finish of 4th place in his debut season in Porsche 6th Carrera Cup Germany. He is the reigning champion of the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, which he had 2 wins from just 4 races. Very, very impressive, Cas Havercourt. And Janis Stiak, who just goes about in the background, doing what he can now. Gianluca Tucciaroglu and Flint Schuring. Flint Schuring spending an awful lot of time off the track, and looks like he's had a bit of drama with Gianluca Tucciaroglu. So Flint Schuring continuing, but there's Gianluca Tucciaroglu. Didn't see the start of that. Was in 17th place, drops down to 18th. So Ahmed Al-Shahab's found a route past. Now Sam Shaheen's there as well. And Michael Essmann in all of that has dropped back into 3rd place in the Pro-Am race. So we saw the end of a bit of drama, but Ahmed Al-Shahab jumping to the front in the Pro-Am race in 17th place. The driver who has been leading for so long in the Pro-Ams, Michael Essmann, down to 3rd in the Pro-Ams. Now Colin Bernighausen challenging Huub van Eindhoven, who's been into the pits because of that puncture that we saw earlier on. So Huub van Eindhoven in car 23, not featuring in the points-paying positions at the moment. There is Ariel Levy in 6th place. So a lot of fighting going on further back, but very much as you were at the front. Marvin Klein once again opening up the gap, and a couple of tenths on Larry Tenforder. Robert De Haan about 9 tenths behind. So the fastest laps are being traded. It's a bit of a shame that points are not being paid for fastest laps, but not in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. But Marvin Klein really just wanting to stay in front. You can see Larry Tenforder pegs it back once again. Right, let's have a look here. Flint Schuring locking up under braking, getting into the side of Gianluca Tucciaroglu, and you get the feeling that all is not well with Flint Schuring's car. That was another angle on it. In front of them, there was Huub van Eindhoven in car number 23, who is a lap down because of that unscheduled pit stop that we saw earlier on. So he just really treating this very much as a test session. He's running in 25th and last place. Ariel Levy continuing to focus on him. Ahead of him is Harry King. Levy just 7 tenths back. The gap between first and second, well, it's the piano accordion, isn't it? It's been 1.5, it's been 1.7. We're somewhere in the middle now, 1.6 seconds between Marvin Klein and Larry Tenforder. That car there, car number 1, Larry Tenforder, looking to add and take his 34th win in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Well, the win is going to be a bit of a challenge from there. He may well make it 72 podiums. He's had 71 so far, looking to improve on that. Theo Overhaus in 4th place. Our leading rookie continues to be Robert De Haan. Second in the rookies, Cas Havercourt in 7th place. And third in the rookies, Keanu Bloom. So Keanu Bloom in his debut season, as the name rookie would suggest, looking for his first ever podium in the rookie race. So a good solid drive from him, currently in 13th place. So he's worked his way up into a podium position in the rookie race. So 6.5 minutes remaining plus 1 lap. It's still the Frenchman, Marvin Klein, looking to take his first ever win in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Target competition, also looking for their first ever win. Flint Schuring has finally decided to call it a day, peeled off into the pits. Just one of those races where they will go away, have a think about it, and come back tomorrow and give it another go. Our race leader, no such problems. Marvin Klein still leading the way in car number 21, looking for his second ever podium. And what a podium it would be if he could take the top step. 3rd place at Imola on his debut in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany in race 2 of the season. Was his last trip to the podium. Looking solid. Larry Tenforder in 2nd place, 1.7 seconds behind. And if he can carry on in that position, he will extend his points further over Harry King and Theo Overhaus, who are 2nd and 3rd in the point standings. The start incident involving Huub van Eindhoven will be investigated after the race. And the incident that we saw between Gianluca Tucciaroglu and Flint Schuring has been referred to the stewards of the meeting. But Huub van Eindhoven, very much a championship favourite coming into this season, really having a tough time of it. His home race last time out at Zandvoort, a 19th and a 20th place, despite starting on pole position, getting into the wars, picking up a puncture in the 2nd race, and really struggling to get his season back on track. And he will go away, have a long, hard think about it, and come back tomorrow with a fresh pair of eyes and try again. Some lovely replays of Marvin Klein bumping over the curbs. I've had no warnings of track limits so far. I'm just looking at the timing screen. There was a message of a jump start. It doesn't say who, but a jump start has been investigated and will be investigated further after the race. So I don't think it involves any of the drivers at the front. Also, the incident with car 23 that we've already spoken about, that's Huub van Eindhoven, also to be investigated after the race has finished. So the stewards with a bit of work to do. Marvin Klein with a clear track in front of him. Larry Tenforder with a big gap in front of him too. Robert de Haan in that third place. The 1, 2, 3 looking pretty solid at the moment. Robert de Haan, if he gets this podium, it will be another podium, but also a win in the rookie standings. Cas Haverwalt continues to be second in the rookies. Keanu Bloom looks to be set for his first ever rookie podium in 13th place. Nathan Sharp in 14th place is fourth in the rookies, but he's about a second and a half back from Keanu Bloom. And you can see Larry Tenforder, well, he's not really settling for second place, is he? Continuing to hustle that car over the curves for Proton Huber competition in second place. And he will know in the bigger picture that if things stay as they are at the moment, he will extend his championship lead as we get ever closer to the halfway point of the season. We are ever closer to the closing stages of this race. 2 minutes and 40 seconds plus 1 lap. Our race leader, the blue and white Marvin Klein car, number 21 for Target Competition. Larry Tenforder, Robert de Haan, Theo Overhaus, Harry King, Ariel Levy with Cas Havercourt. Very much for company. They are in the same team. They are in Uniserver by GP Elite. And so no tactics there that will involve any damage. But Cas Havercourt has been a man on a mission. His best result in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany was a 4th place at Zandvoort last time out, and he has been getting better and better every time we've seen him. He leads the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup Rookie Championship ahead of Robert de Haan, and very much turning heads in the number 24 car. Making the switch from Formula Racing to Saloon Car Cup Racing and doing it in style. Ariel Levy, who's very much stepped up a gear ahead of him in that 6th place. Holding on to that position, not really looking under threat at the moment from his teammates. And there is Harry King. He'll pick up good points for a 5th place, but not what he was expecting. Really feels as though he has some unfinished business in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. A mention for Søren Spreng, who's currently 4th in the Pro-Am standings and 22nd on the track, and is some 30 plus seconds behind the car in front. So he has had that drama, clearly carrying damage. And although he leads the Pro-Am Championship from Ahmed Al-Shihab, that lead is going to be eroded somewhat if things remain as they are. There is the leader in the rookie race, Robert de Haan, and he will be closing in, especially on the lead of this, with Cas Havercourt behind him, and Flint Schering, Senna van Serlen, the other 2 drivers in front of him in the championship, not scoring points in this race. So a great opportunity to get somewhere towards the front in the rookie race. Robert de Haan with a potential podium position here. So the clock now with 15 seconds remaining on it. Marvin Klein up towards turn 5. So it will be what remains of this race, and then one more lap after that before we see the checkered flag in race 7 of the season. Marvin Klein looking solid. He's opened up the gap for the first time in 2 seconds gap, but Harry King with a problem. We saw him smoking the tyres. You saw the hazards flashing briefly. He's able to rejoin, but Ariel Levy just a little bit too far back. But he will know that Harry King potentially might have a flat spot, might have a problem. Suddenly, Ariel Levy has come alive in 6th place. He saw an opportunity, was not close enough to capitalise on it. But with a little over 1 lap of this race remaining, Ariel Levy suddenly has a sniff of 5th place. You get the feeling that Harry King is struggling with that car, the setup not where he wants it. So our race leader about to start what will be the last lap of the race. Harry King holding on for all he's worth for that 5th place. You can see there was the lockup, bumping over the curbs. Ariel Levy just a little bit too far back to capitalise. Harry King going wide on the corner. didn't really gain any advantage there. He holds on to that position, though. Ariel Levy with Cas Havercourt a little bit too far back to challenge as well. Meanwhile, Marvin Klein, who retook the lead behind the safety car when Larry Tenforder was ordered to surrender the #1 position. Marvin Klein on the final lap of the race in towards turn 4 he comes, and then to round towards turn 5, the technical section of the circuit taken in 3rd gear at about 100 kilometers an hour. Then a little squirt on the power towards turn 6, 4th gear, 172 kilometers an hour, 7,500 revs before braking heavily for the chicane, turns 6 and 7. The 2nd gear, turns 6 and 7, taken between 90 and 110 kilometers an hour. There is Søren Spreng coming through. Well, he might have been lapped by a race leader, but with the time running out, Marvin Klein into turn 11 for the very last time. He can see Søren Spreng, the car that is ailing Spreng, just moves aside, gets out of the way, so Klein does make a move on car 5 to put another lap on him. Larry Tenforder, Søren Spreng doing a great job, just keeping out of the way of the battle for the main race lead. But now, Marvin Klein, the driver who won in Porsche Carrera Cup France. He won the championship in 2021 and 2022. He can now call himself a winner in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. His first ever win, and a first ever win for target competition in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Larry Tenforder extends his championship lead further by coming home in 2nd place. Then it's Robert de Haan taking the top step in the rookie race and 3rd step overall. Theo Urbahouse in 4th place. Harry King just holding on to 5th place ahead of Ariel Levy. Then Cas Havercourt 2nd in the rookies ahead of Janis Stiak. James Kellett, a fairly quiet race by him, but he'll be pleased with a 9th place ahead of Alex Tauscher in 10th place. Good recovery from him. Sebastian Freimert, Jan Seifert, Keanu Bloom gets his first podium in the rookie race. And the winner in the Pro-Am category, Ahmed Al-Shihab, having worked his way past Michael Esman. And it's Esman who comes 2nd in the Pro-Am race. 3rd in the Pro-Ams, Sam Shaheen, the visiting driver in car 22. Søren Spreng, 4th in the Pro-Ams, really just getting the thing home, making sure he picked up the points. And that will close up the championship. So all of the championships, apart from the overall championships, will have closed up. Leading in the team championship coming into this event, Proton Huber ahead of Allied Racing. But the headline, Marvin Klein from France wins for target competition at race 1 at the Hungaroring. Our championship leader, Larry Tenforder, in 2nd, and Robert de Haan in 3rd. And it was Marvin Klein who got a 1:47.965, his fastest race or lap of the race, and the fastest lap overall of the race here at the Hungaroring. And they will get to do it all again tomorrow. Qualifying has already taken place for tomorrow's race. And I can tell you that it's the 7th place driver in this race, Cas Havercourt, who will be starting on pole position tomorrow. That will be very lively indeed. You can see that confirmation that Ahmed Al-Shihab won in the Pro-Am race ahead of Michael Esman and Sam Shaheen. The driver who joins us from Australia, a legendary Australian racer. He's also a promoter and a businessman. The 2023 Pro-Am champion of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia, and always a welcome addition on the grid at Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. But a driver that we knew was going to be in contention for the wins this year. You can see in the car him celebrating already. Marvin Klein for target competition. He's going to get out of the car. Let's see him jump on the roof. Let's see some celebrations, Marvin. A great driver, a really good guy, and a really talented driver. Come on, he says. Finally, a race winner in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Well, he never got on the roof, but he's certainly going to celebrate, isn't he, with the target competition team. taking their first ever win. And there's Larry Tenforder. He will be as gracious as ever in defeat, and he will take all of the energy from having to surrender that lead, and he will turn it into something positive and come back tomorrow stronger. That's all that he knows what to do. There is Robert DeHaan. A good 18th birthday present for him, a podium position and top step of the rookies. But there is Marvin Klein. Thumbs up. Congratulations, Marvin. We knew it wasn't going to be long before you took that top step. That goes with his 4th place and 3rd place from Oschersleben. He's also had a 6th place, 4th and 3rd from Imola, and a 6th place in Oschersleben. He also had a 12th place last time out in Zandvoort. But that will do his championship hopes no harm at all. Being directed up towards the podium at the moment. Great to be here. The weather held off. The sun was shining. We're hoping for a dry day tomorrow as well. We're part of the wonderful GT Open package this weekend, and it has been really good to expose Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany to a brand new audience. Many people who have never witnessed this series before. Everybody says it's something to behold in real life. The noise, the speed, the spectacle. Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, who steal the show wherever they go. And here back in Hungary for the first time in 10 years, entertaining the crowds on the grandstands and on the terraces here in Budapest. So here we can see the championship standings. And there you can see Larry Tenforder extends his championship lead further to 19 points. Marvin Klein up to 5th place, 75 points adrift of the championship lead. Harry King, well, 19 points back, but with 25 points for a win, it only takes 1 DNF for this all to change. So that was a spectacularly good race from the Hungaroring for Porsche 6th Carrera Cup Germany. I do hope you've enjoyed it. We will see you again tomorrow for race 2 of the weekend. It will be race 8 of the season. We're taking a look at some of the highlights from this race. We're looking there at Larry Tenforder getting that lead into turn 1. There was Senna van Serlen and Søren Spreng that got together. It was Marvin Klein who dropped down into 2nd place. That was where HUN van Eindhoven picked up the puncture. He ended up having to retire to the pits to get a new tyre fitted and then finishing at the back of the pack. The safety car came out. That was where the instruction was given for Larry Tenforder to allow Marvin Klein back into the lead. That car 21 went on to open up a gap of 1.5 to 2 seconds at the front to bring the 21 car home and take the lead. And hope you've enjoyed seeing that here at the Hungaroring here in Budapest. And Marvin Klein taking that first win, celebrating as he jumped from the car. And target competition, the team who were running in Porsche Carrera Cup Italy, led by Andreas Gummia, and now in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Let's have the national anthem. So the last time we heard the French national anthem, quick sneak the champagne on. The last time we heard the French national anthem was about 5 years ago when Julian Andlauer stood on the top step of the podium. The tune echoes out again. The trophies being presented by the project manager, customer sport of Porsche, Huri Isaac. And very poignant for us this weekend because it is the last weekend that we are going to enjoy Huri Isaac. He's moving on to other things. Having been the project manager of customer sport Porsche for so long, very, very sad to see him moving on. Such a character, a likeable character around the paddock in Porsche, presenting the trophies here. Hopefully we're going to see him again before too long, and we thank him for all that he's done for Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany over the years. And he presents the trophies to the 1, 2, 3 here for race 7 of the season. The photos are being taken. The champagne, which arrived better late than never, will soon be sprayed. And third place, Robert de Haan, will be able to celebrate his birthday in style. We do hope you've enjoyed race 7 of the season. It's a very mixed up grid for tomorrow, which will be the halfway point, race 8. Join us tomorrow around midday local time for race 8 of the season. Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany 2024. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.